as a machine, it's a beautiful thing. As Grant Petersen said, think of a bicycle as rideable art that can just about change the world. Cycling was the original form of long-distance travel. It was the first time we could go distances further than we could walk, and that became one of the defining aspects of travel. When you read travel logs and accounts from people 150 years ago who traveled by bike, because when you're traveling through a country on a bicycle, you hear it, you smell it, you see it in a different way than any other form of transport. And that connection to the world and the joy of human connection is a big part of what cycling is all about for me. One of the reasons I moved to the Netherlands was the cycling infrastructure. There's always a bike path, and the result of that is you never hesitate to get on your bike. The beauty of that, it's hard to convey if you've never cycled somewhere like that, because most places, cycling infrastructure is a work in progress. Cycling in Amsterdam has a unique sense of community to it, where the only way to not crash into someone is to make eye contact. So if you go behind Amsterdam Central Station, you can stand there and watch the ballet that is cyclists without any rules figuring out how to not crash into each other. A couple years ago, I fell off my bike and got a head injury. I didn't know this at the time, but that kind of traumatic brain injury can have really significant lasting effects, and I still feel it to this day. The first day that I came downstairs, I didn't even recognize the place that I lived. My daughter came down and realized how disoriented I was, and we kind of went through the process of getting seen by specialists together. But those first few days were really scary. And you have to accept to some extent that, some of these effects may last the rest of my life. There are certain memories that are just gone. So I think that's where I've realized it's about forward-looking, it's about progress, and it's about celebrating and enjoying those moments of incremental progress that you have as a result of kind of a long-term recovery. I signed up to do a bike ride because it's rare that I will turn down someone's offer to do a bike ride. A lot of companies come up with ways to try to build camaraderie and teamwork. And to me, there's no better way to do that than a bike ride. This is something where we're all going to be sharing this great experience with each other and helping each other through it. That camaraderie is going to be the thing that's probably going to be the difference maker in those moments where you feel like, I'm done, I'm going to wait for the van, I'm going to chuck my bike in, and I'm going to, just take it easy. But pushing through it definitely has its own reward. I think the challenges of any event like this are that balance of the mental and the physical. Most people are training themselves physically to where they'll almost certainly be able to complete the ride, but you don't know what the weather's going to be like, how many flat tires you might get. There's a great quote from Pablo Picasso: you need to have an idea of what you're going to do, but it should be a vague idea. And I think with an endurance event, it's kind of the same thing. You want to get to the finish, but don't get fixated on a time or having to stay with the same group. There's a real joy in doing these kind of things in a way where you don't tax yourself too much and you allow yourself the freedom to kind of appreciate what it takes to pull off something like this. The thing that scares me is that people see this as a one-off, that they're gonna do the event and then not follow through and think more about what it means to embrace cycling, not just as a form of recreation, but as a form of transport. Because for me, I kind of have a personal cause here. I really want to see cycling viewed as one of the key ways that we change how we transport ourselves, especially in urban environments. And I'm really hopeful that this event spurs people to say, you know what, maybe I can ride a bike to work. Maybe I can ride my bike to the shop and do my shopping that way. And my hope is that that becomes something that really is more than just a one-off event, but it's a lifestyle change and kind of opening up of people's minds to the power of the bicycle.